Everything I'm actually going to be sharing with you in this video is coming from the deepest and the most sorrowful part of my heart, because this literally took me 365 days to actually learn everything that I'm going to be sharing with you. And not just the time, it took sweat, it took pain, it took a lot of heartbreak and a lot of struggle for me to actually learn all this single thing that I'm going to be sharing in this video. That is why you really need to pay attention to everything I'm going to be saying, because it will be a shame come December 2025 and you're still making most of these mistakes that I've actually shared with you already. So that's why I'm making this video, so everybody can literally learn from my mistake and avoid a lot of things, because right now I'm being pained for doing most of these things. I wish someone actually made a video like this for me to learn from them, rather than going through these things all over and all over again. So I'm making this video for everyone out there to actually learn from my experience and make sure you avoid these things that I'm going to be sharing with you. The number one mistake I made in 2024 was not being able to prevent my New Year resolution from turning into a wish list. Okay, by now, so I guess everybody should know what a New Year resolution is. So it's a list whereby you write a lot of things that you want to accomplish in 2024. Probably you want to like own a house, you want to start up a business, blah blah blah, yada yada yada, depending on what you want to do. So when you write those things down on that list, so it becomes your goal and your vision for 2025 or for 2024, depending on the year. So the difference between a New Year resolution, like your goals, and a wish list is that your goals, you're actually working to attain those goals. You're actually making efforts, actually making impact to actually make those goals come true. Why a wish list is something you just hope that, okay, may God just do something, or let God just bless you, or something should just happen miraculously, and those things will actually come to pass. So now you can see the difference. If you are someone that actually watch football, or you play games that involve like football games and the rest of that, you're going to understand this. If you don't watch football, you don't play game, don't worry, just listen, you're going to understand as well. By the time you're watching ball, you notice that there's one thing that the coach always do. Once he wants to set his formation, he has attackers, he has midfielders, and he has defenders. And why is this? Because once you attack, you know that your opponent will definitely attack you back too as well. So once you attack, you have your opponent, you have your defenders to defend you when your opponent attacks. But in my own case, I only had attackers. How I actually set my own strategies for 2024 was hard just attack. So by the time I attack and the opponent, which is like life, attacked me back, struggles, disappointment, complications, even Nigeria economy, which was their number one Haaland, came back attacking me, had no defense to actually prevent me from like falling down. So this is one thing I need you to actually pay attention to. In your 2024, you actually need to have a strategic goal. You actually need to have a way to plan your goals strategically. But luckily for me, I was able to learn how you can actually plan your goals strategically towards the end of the year by attending a lot of seminars, going through a lot of programs. That is why I actually made a video on YouTube explaining step-by-step process in which you can actually set goals and attain those goals easily. So by the end of this video, you are going to be seeing a pop-up. Just make sure you watch that video. It's very important you watch the video, because you will not be gaining the whole full like knowledge if you are not watching that one too. The second mistake I actually make in 2024 was not saving for the year. Oh my God, please don't listen to anybody telling you that you need to invest your money rather than save it. This advice is for people that have money. This advice is for people that are rich. But if you are someone that is still struggling to meet up with these bills or that bills, to struggle to eat, and please, you need to save. I'm not saying investment is not good. Don't get me wrong. Investment is very, very good, very, very important that you invest. But that is when you actually have enough to save first, then you can now invest. You get me? This is very, very important. This is something that I'm learning from. Like, I did the same thing too. I prioritize more on investing than saving, and I'm crying for it right now. And I campaign for it right now. And one of the reasons why I would advise you to save ahead of investing is, number one, as a man or as a person or anybody, you are going to come across emergencies. You need money in case of emergencies. When an emergency comes, you are going to need money to handle them. The second one is that savings actually help you to track how much you are spending. So by the time you are removing, let's say you are removing 30% of every of your income into savings, when you want to spend one extra money, you would know that, if I spend this money, it's actually going to affect the rest of my bills. You get. So once you are saving one particular amount of money, it's going to help you minimize how much you spend. You don't have that kind of freedom to just spend around. That is why saving is very, very important. The third mistake This one is very, very crucial. The third mistake I actually made in 2024 that I'm not going to be making now, that you need to listen to me, is in 2025, don't be too generous. Don't misquote me in what I'm saying. No. I said don't be too generous. I did not mean don't help. You want to render help that are actually very, very necessary, like medical help, schooling, to somebody that actually asks you for help. You can render it. But for instance, now you have a babe that come and meet you. Oh, babe, oh, I need 250k for week. When you have a project that is going on, maybe probably you're funding one of your business, and you are not going to be removing that kind of amount of money to give her. Please, in this year, don't be too generous. I did the same thing last year and I'm suffering for it right now. Right now, I'm paying for those things that I did. 2024, I was a lot generous. There were a lot of projects that I had going on, but the fact that I was always giving out, giving this, giving that, doing all of that, I had little to myself to actually do most of the things that were important to me. So the fourth mistake you should avoid in 2025, if you don't want to regret like me, is avoid sharing every secret with your family members and friends. Yes, let me tell you one thing, it's not everybody in your family that is actually happy with every news and everything you are sharing with them. I'm telling you this from fact, I'm telling you this from experience. Sometimes you actually get some good news, you're happy, you want to share, just calm down, let those news actually digest, let them mature to an essence whereby okay, can now start sharing them. You know, the fact that you just got something now you're so eager to go and share. Let me tell you, in 2025, if you don't want to make this mistake that I made, avoid sharing every news with every family member and every friend like that. It's not everybody that is happy with everything you are saying. Not everybody that is happy with every good news you have. And also, very, very important, lastly, one thing that you do for yourself that will help you a lot in this 2025 is to actually record every single progress you are making. What I actually do, or what I actually plan on doing, is getting a journal, not like a diary, but just getting a book, something like that. Just make sure you get a book that is of value to you. Don't get one of these 60 links, because anything that is not of value you can easily dispose. So get a book that would cost you like a reasonable amount of money that is valuable. So when you get this, what you are going to be doing is that every progress you are making, you are writing it down. Every amount of money you are making every single month, you're writing this down. Every difficulties, anything you are facing throughout the year, you are jotting this down. And the importance of this is that by the time you are getting to December, you already know, okay, by this month, this is how much I make. By August, I'm making, let's say by January, I'm making 1 million. By August, you're making 50,000. You know that, okay, there's something not adding up. What is the problem? What is wrong? What actually happened? By doing this, you'll be able to understand seasons and periods and time. You'll be able to know, okay, at this month of this time, I do make this amount of money. Okay, now I can buy, let's say by August, you make a lot of money. So you know by August, you can spend to an extent, and by July, you're not supposed to spend that much, stuff like that. So by doing this, will help you understand a lot in your business, understand a lot in your journey, understand yourself, and also it also help you to keep track of how far you've grown, so you don't look down on yourself. You don't say, okay, I've not been doing this, I've not been coming up. You actually see those evidence if you are keeping record of everything. So that is all I have for you guys. These are 5 mistakes that I made in 2024 that I want every single person to learn from. Make sure you are not making this mistake again, please, because I'm paying for those mistakes right now as I'm sharing this video with you. It's coming from a place of sorrow, because I wish someone made this video for me to watch and understand these things earlier. I might have prevented a lot of all these things and I've done better. But thankfully, I know all these things now and I'm going to do better in 2025. This is another year and another opportunity for me to actually do better. So if you are watching this video, if you're just seeing me for the first time, make sure you just click subscribe. We actually appreciate every single help and every single support that you're going to give us. And if you have any opinion contrary to what I say, or anything you think that should have said that I didn't say, you can just comment it down in the comment section. If you want to also share your own experience with us, also write it in the comment section. And I hope to see you guys in my next video. Stay tuned.